Welcome back, everyone. I'm Setharoth, and today we are continuing to push through the Dank Crypt as part of our Baldur's Gate 3 walkthrough / let's play / figure out what the heck is going on. As the way we stand currently, we're still kind of in the tutorial section of the game, just to give you an idea of how things work, what kind of things to watch out for, like innocent little things that may or may not be tied to traps. So one option is to disarm the traps using a toolkit. In this case, it's actually more sane to put a heavy object on the vent because there are multiple vents and we only have a handful of disarm kits. So you want to save the disarm kits for when you're going to need them most.
There's a trap.
You notice when something is hidden, the entire party has the opportunity of rolling perception checks to locate what's hidden. So if all 4 of them fail, you might be in a tight spot because then your party has no idea what they missed.
Be wary. This place is trapped.
But one trick you can do here is you can see patterns, right? So if there was these 2 heads, you could kind of assume there's a third one there for what's going on. All right, we're moving these jugs further back because we've got other vents that need to be closed. This is kind of a cool interactive thing that they've added into the game. I do like how interactive it all is. Most items can be... It's not quite as like the Fallout or Skyrim where virtually every item can be picked up and used. There are some things around here that are still technically for decoration. However, they did a really good job filling out exactly what would be worth what and what can do what, and there's always kind of creative ways to find various solutions. And this is actually looking unusually dark on my screen. I wonder if we have a torch in our inventory. That's quite possible. We might as well give the torch to Gale. I'm not planning on him fighting with it, so it shouldn't be a big problem. I just want some light. More for you guys, because I mean my screen sensitivity is up, so I can see what's going on.
There's a trap.
But I don't want you guys to just be stuck in darkness. Kind of like when you're doing a night level on Skyrim, and you have just enough night vision to see, but the people watching the screen do not. Alright, so we're just going to assume that there is another... Oh, there we go. I missed the candelabrum. That will help also. Get some good light in here. Interesting thing about moving objects like this, the higher the strength your character has, the further you can move stuff. So if you've got a barbarian or a fighter type, you'll actually be able to move these a lot further, and that same thing goes for throwing stuff. Come on, people. There we go. Somebody landed that check. Just need to cover up that vent. Okay, so vents are all covered up. That leaves us with angry-looking dragon heads. I assume we're missing the perception check. Well, there we go. There's the
There
third
are
one.
traps about.
Okay, we got plenty of traps about. I think we've gotten all the vents covered. Wait, there was another perception check here. I just want to make sure the whole party had an opportunity.
Watch how you go.
There we go.
There's
Okay.
a trap.
So we're not going to try and disarm them all because we don't have enough disarm traps. What we are going to do, though, is show you guys a little bit of how to go all thiefy with this without being in too much trouble. So the problem is if we go in as a group, so if I grab a Starian, for example, and I run on in, the whole party's going to follow. So if I'm trying to be careful and handle the... I know what the trigger for the trap in this room is, but if it was movement or pressure plate, one of these other guys might set it off. So what we're going to actually do is enter turn-based mode, which means we can grab a Starian, pop his dash for bonus action, and then dash for his action, and then move on in here. We're going to loot these exterior coffins first, and then we'll worry about the big one. So the exterior coffin, there we go. Okay, and then we're just going to do a series of end turns, so everyone stays where they're standing. That's very important right now. And then, I forgot to give him guidance. So once I'm done looting these other 2 crates, then we will double back for guidance. And then we should be good. Alright, we're not going to worry about the buttons. I want to go over here. Yeah, give me some loot. Give me something good. Something to keep me alive. Great sword, green mail armor, and a bone. Sure, why not? Not sure if there's anything constructive we can do with the bone.
I prefer gold. I'll take
No,
it.
so. Ah, okay. So this is a cool little thing. Each character in your party, based on their background, whether it's a noble, acolyte, charlatan, or sage, has certain events that will give inspiration to, I believe it's your party. And then whenever you, it's basically a reroll. You can have a maximum of 4 inspiration points. They're used to reroll bad rolls. So since it only goes up to 4, you're fairly well motivated to use them rather than stockpile them, if that makes sense. Alright, so we've emptied the external, the outside sarcophagi.
Let's get on with it. No time to
Let's
waste.
see, does she have enough movement to get right to Astaria? She does not, so we're just going to dash her over this way. And one more session of waiting, and then we should be able to do some crazy stuff. So first off, environments. That's the other thing, the environment has a
What's
turn.
next?
And usually that plays more involved if there's like guards that need to be walking around on patrol, that kind of thing. That's when you'll see that being an issue. But when it's just the trap, stationary environment, don't really have to worry about that.
Well, hello.
Alright, so we've got our guidance. We've got our sarcophagus. I'm hoping we can just grab it.
There are traps about.
Okay, so can we... Alright, looks like he beat the save on the trap. Cool.
The text on the plaque is a mystery to you.
Alright. I believe that is everything in the room that we can loot. And that way we don't have to see what the trap does. So if you want to be reckless, you can go in here the first time, just set it off. What happens is gas comes up out of the vents if they aren't covered. And then all those heads spit fire and the gas explodes. So it's just good sometimes to know what you are not getting killed by. Ooh. Oh, well there we go. So he did set off the trap, but we were in turn-based mode, so it didn't kick off yet. Yeah, so this is the trap if you cover the vents. So if you cover the vents, this you have to survive. Obviously, this is much easier to handle in turn-based mode, where they're taking turns volleying and you take your turns moving. Because then you can actually stagger your character, like just stand between them, and then move every few seconds over. But if I was just in my motley group, with everyone just following me around willy-nilly, yeah, there'd be a lot of dead people. So that's kind of a good tutorial for how to handle those circumstances. We have, this is cool, they have a little feature called Magic Pockets. So Astarion had the correct key, and I was trying to open the door with my character, so they don't force you to run inventory through every single person, which is really nice. It just automatically, if it's quest related, it just goes through. Okay, so now we're in a spot with lots of corpses, and it's literally called the Dank Crypts. So if you've got corpses and you're worried about them waking up, here's a neat little trick you can do to make the fight a little easier.
No sign of a struggle.
Disarm them. Disarm the bodies while they're lying around.
I wonder what was
And,
so
okay, if you can
subversive
hear
about
that
their
crying,
words
that's
that they
Jason,
commanded
my son. He's
protection.
probably going straight to bed right now. It's about that time for him. So we're going to loot all the bodies, so when they come back they won't have their weapons. And then we're going to light all the candles so that we have ample lighting and we can see everything that's going on. Mostly so that you guys can see everything that's going on, but also because we have some characters here that do not have dark vision.
Let's see.
Gale, for example, is actually benefiting from that torch, which is why I gave it to him in the first place. So particularly if he's going to be using spells at range, it really helps if darkness is not something he has to worry about. But my character has dark vision, so it's not kind of a moot point. Alright, let's go ahead and once we're done looting all the dead bodies, then we'll take stock of what we have gathered. Just checking the vases for anything shiny or valuable. Not seeing a whole lot left. Is there anything over here? That is a granite bench. So, nope, nothing there. I thought I saw a door over here. Yeah, we can head in here and see what we can find. Okay. We've got, I think we have more of these. Yeah, well, at least we can light the place up. More candles, that's fine. Looks like these sarcophagi have already been looted. I think it's sarcophagi. This is chasm, long way down. If it says chasm, it means it is a long way down. and jumping that distance is not recommended. Alright, we are encumbered because my charisma-based spellcaster doesn't have a lot of strength. So we can just head over here and offload some of our heavier things. A maul, that could be useful later on when we find a more strength-based character. This is not it. And we've got some bows. We might as well offset some more of our weaponry here. Our potions are kind of getting buried, but oh well. Yeah, anything else here? We've got some leather armor, this javelin, just trying to get all this stuff. Oh, we can wear leather gloves. I don't think we'll have a proficiency issue with those. I don't think these ones give you a boost or any kind of a bonus at all. They just look cool. And okay, so that should take care of the worst of the weight, although we really don't need shields or padded armor either. That's looking pretty good. Okay. Alright, so we got the only sarcophagus those. Oh, there we go. Nice heavy chest. Let's see what's in there. Some glass. Okay. So this book is more for spellcasters, so I have to kind of choose right now which caster I want to be able to get the full benefits of the book. I think I'm going to go with Gale.
I wonder what the next move is.
Because he's going to be my wizard. He's an evocation wizard, which will kind of synergize with what this book does down the line. Not as well as what it would do for a necromancer, but we can respec him later if we want to.
This book is far lighter than it should be with such a massive lock.
So he has the option of Arcana, +5 with Guidance, Strength, good luck, Wizard Intelligence. I think we'll just go with the Arcana, because we've got a lot of bonuses backing us up on that one. Oh, it's gonna be bad. Oh, that sucks. We rolled the maximum on Guidance and still weren't able to do it. Okay. Oh, we have Inspiration. Why not? What wizard would not burn his inspiration die to unlock an awesome looking spell tome? I mean, that's just in character. I believe he just hacked it.
As the lock opens, a loose page comes with it. Magic pulses from the parchment. What was once script is now an obliterated scrawl. You have a sense these are names, a list. But of what?
Examine the book more closely. This guy is intelligence, so he does have a bonus to religion. So hopefully that will be enough. Oh yeah, okay. Looks
Gods. These are the names of gods, once lost but now restored after the Second Sundering.
Okay.
The last three names in this book sit close together, but are so devastated by the scrawl as to be unreadable. Entire pantheons have dwindled and been reborn, silently recorded by this book.
That's kind of creepy. Like, whoever is writing that book then is outlasting the gods. Wow, that's a lot. Oh, was that part of... Someone got upset. Let me see. Item received. Escape the Nautiloid. Wizard Waterdeep? No. It looked like it was popping a quest, but it did not. Okay, alright, whatever. Let's see. I think we can just take it. Or am I getting confused? Oh, right. This is something else. I got that. I got that mysterious book confused with another mysterious book that we will be dealing with a couple episodes from now. My mistake. Still a cool book to know, but it probably wasn't cool enough to require an inspiration point, but hey, that's what a wizard would spend it on in the first place. Let's go ahead and take the key from that dude along with a pesky knife. No one here wants to get impaled. Guidance has expired. There's our last candelabra. And there we go. Alright, I believe that is everybody in here. Everybody.
That's Jurgo, scribe of the dead. I didn't think anyone still worshipped him.
Alright, I don't think there's anything of note over here. These are kind of cool. You can use these knotted ropes, kind of like a ladder, which is useful. Keep in mind, so can your enemies. So if you think you're hiding down in this hallway, you're not really. They can climb down to get to you. Alright, oh, there's another... Oh no, that candelabra is not available. Let's see, there's a plaque here. We can try to read that.
The inscription is in a language unknown to you.
That's saying a lot, unknown to the wizard. Okay, give me those perception checks.
What's that?
There we go. Okay, let me think through here how this fight's gonna go. First off, we want Gale to probably drop his torch since he's not proficient with it. I don't plan on him doing a lot of melee, but you get the idea. Alrighty, I don't think... We've got some scrolls. I think when we do find magic scrolls, it's better just hand them over to the wizard, because I'll want to make sure that he's able to learn those spells before we start actually casting with them. We did find a neat little... Let's see, I believe this is a spear. 0 to 7 damage. That doesn't sound very good. Death's promise when the spear misses its target, the wielder's next attack against target has True Strike, which gives it advantage. Which would actually work pretty well for Astarion, because when he has advantage, he can sneak attack. But his rapier does a lot more damage than this spear. And her mace, well, we could give her the spear. Yeah, so her mace does about the same amount of damage as the spear, but now when she misses, she'll have advantage on the next attack. So that, I think, is a good way to roll. Alright, I think we've looted everything in this chamber that we have access to. We've got some simple toxin that can go to our friendly neighborhood psychopath, along with the exploding ball things. Okay, I think we're just about ready. So let's see, let's make sure Gale has the right spells. Yes. Okay, so how to survive D&D? That is the question. I'm going to show you guys a pretty fun tactic. We've already done something. And away we go. To initiative. Alright. Oh, good. Our party goes first.
Just woke up down here.
Sweet. Okay. First order of business. Everyone gets inside.
The darkness can be to our advantage.
The darkness can be to our advantage. Are you being metaphorical? We have a guy who is literally blind in the dark. He has no dark vision. And most undead don't stumble around blindly, I don't think. Anyway. Alright, let's pop the dash just to make sure we get everyone into the proper situation. Gale as well. We need him around here. Let's see. Let's go ahead and drop a grease spell. We're going to drop it right about... Oh, I need to get better line of sight on this thing. Okay. See, the trick here is to block the doorway, but make sure that there's enough room for us to cruise in and stab them all to death. Cut out there should do it. And then hopefully I can get one more turn in which to get Gale out of...
Can't stay idle.
Well, getting killed. I don't want him to be the first thing the bad guys see when they're around the corner. We'll put it that way. But it depends on how far these guys get on their dash actions and how well they roll once they hit grease. Also, one thing about grease, that spell that I just threw down, it's great for tripping up bad guys, but it is highly flammable. So just be aware that it is highly flammable, because that can end badly if you accidentally ignite the thing you're hoping will be keeping your buddies safe. Particularly if your buddies are in it. I'm not speaking from any kind of personal experience at all. Not in any way, shape, or form. Oh, that also means if you're dropping grease on open flames, it will also ignite. So there has to be no fire during grease's deployment and no fire after as well, if that makes sense. Alright, let's get our wizard to the point of maximum safety because he is squishy and we don't want him losing... Actually, I don't think you need concentration on grease, but it's still good practice to keep him from getting killed. And, okay, so I think this should work. This should allow us to make sure everybody stays nice and safe. Anything rounds this corner, the first thing it's going to see is Shadow Heart, so we should be good. Fingers crossed.
Another fight.
So let's go ahead and end turn, and then see what these entombed scribes have planned. He saved against grease, so he got through, but didn't have... He had to use his dash to get through, so he wasn't able to attack us this turn, which is helpful. ideally we want them to come at us one at a time. Wow, they are saving against grease a lot more than they did the last time I played this. Oh, they're doing uncomfortably well. However, okay, so I'm gonna line this guy up because my spell has a nice little feature. Let's see, we're gonna hex this dex, which is the grease spell is a dexterity check, and then I'm hoping I can knock him far enough back to land on the grease. Actually, if we line him up just a little more, does that look about right? Right through the doorway? I'm not gonna stab him, I'm gonna shoot him. Oh, I hope this hits. I did! Oh, I can't believe that worked. That had 30% chance of working because I was in too close in melee range. But, whew, okay, that was good, that was good. Alright, so hopefully this guy's close enough to proc sneak attack. It is. So sneak attack gives, if you have advantage, you can land sneak attack. And if the enemy is within melee range of one of your guys. And is in melee range of Shadowheart, so we get our sneak attack. And then we hide. Kill and hide, kill and hide. This is how the rogue rolls. And we're going to go ahead and pop off a Ray of Frost on this guy if we can. Just kind of fade a little bit. Yeah, cool. So we slowed him down. And this is kind of cool if you combine Ray of Frost with Grease. Because if they're down, it takes half their movement to get up, right? And then Ray of Frost reduces their movement by another 3 feet. So they already lose half their movement and then more movement. So it's a great way to just slow down the enemy and keep them at bay. I actually make sure my entire party has crossbows, just in case I'm in a circumstance where I've got a nasty pin down, and then everyone can just shoot from a safe distance. Works pretty good on bigger melee type monsters that don't have any ranged recourse. We're not going to discuss the changes that were made during Tactician. Ooh, this'll work. Ooh, okay. Stay down!
Let's turn someone inside out.
Oh, I guess we can't do a sneak attack on this guy, but we can just shoot him. There we go. Okay. Alright, we're actually looking rather well. I wish I had pulled my my guy back a little bit. But, no, this is good. This is good. So, we've set up a choke point that forces them all to come in, ideally one at a time, but we're using the grease spell to reduce the amount of options that they have at advancing. Come on, come into my little death trap. Don't make me come out and find you. Could I get a line of shot on? I'm not sure if I can get line of sight on him or not. Although, I really, really like the idea of passing my Dex Hex onto this guy. There we go. Now he's going to have disadvantage on Dex checks when he hits the grease. We missed on the shot, but okay, hopefully that worked out. We've still got some bonus health from the last time we killed something, being a Fiend Warlock, so I'm not too worried about my character hanging his proverbial butt out in front of an open doorway with angry monsters on the other side. We should be okay. Alright, the AI is making some strange choices of just luring outside and waiting, so we might have to have Gale just... I mean, we killed 2 or 3 of them, so... we should be okay. Alright, that's what happens with the grease if you add fire. I had to remove the grease so that we could go chase some of these guys down. We might be able to finish this guy off from here. There we go. Wait. Alright, so I'm going to wait for these burning embers to subside because those will still hurt you. And I'm trying not to get ally people dead. I had a feeling removing grease would bring in the rest of them pretty contently. But there's only 2 left, so we should be okay. Huh. I mean, we could try to jump
Can't give up.
past the grease, maybe? Yeah, it worked. Oh, no. Ah, dang it. Well, at least she made her save. She's burning, but she made her save to keep concentrating on her armor spell, so that's good. Just... I do not like... Well, I've got bonus health, so I could probably take the amount of proverbial heat that she just took. She has more strength than me. So she's able to jump farther than I can. But I've got a little bit of bonus health left, so I'm okay.
Time for a cuddle.
This guy... he's already wounded. Let's keep these other 2 in the back.
They burn.
Silence. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so no spells for us. But the fires, I was wondering how long it would take for the grease spell fires to extinguish. So what I can possibly do is walk out of silence. There we go. And say, hello, sir. Think you're so tough. Think you're so tough. Alright, that was me. I'm good. Astarion. Let's give him a dash as a bonus action so that we can possibly get a shot off on this last guy. There we go. 85 to hit. That's not bad. Only 1 HP left. Okay. Gale, somehow I doubt he's going to have the movement. No, he's not going to have the movement to take the shot. Oh, he might. There we go.
They didn't want
Okay.
to surrender their valuables, even after death.
Fools. Rising from the dead just to protect some dusty old baubles.
Alright, who here has not been looted yet? Raise your hand. I already looted them
One day I'll
before,
catch a
so that
break.
kind
A
of
lot of effort to
reduced
hide one sarcophagus.
first. However, we have a heavy chest. Yes, please. We have Amulet of Lost Voices, so whoever wears this will be able to speak with the dead. I haven't used it much in the past, but I understand there's some pretty cool dialogue tied into it. This might be fun.
Soon.
We've already got some pretty beat up folks here, so let's go ahead and do a short rest. So it's nice healing, and then actually as a warlock I get my spell slots back when I do that, so that's fun. I can't remember if there are any kind of checks coming up for ability checks, so we're just going to get buffed a little bit before we try to open this sarcophagus. Is this a boss fight? That's creepy.
So he has spoken,
Withers.
and so thou standest before me, right as always. What a curious way to awaken. Now, I have a question for thee. What is the worth of a single mortal's life?
That's unexpected. He's quite the philosopher, isn't he? Oh look, all of my guards have been killed, and you broke into my tomb. Let's just sit and chat. Okay. I guess this is a decent question. Who is the he that you're talking about?
An arbiter of certain matters. But that is not important now. Wilt thou answer my question?
Sure, why not?
So, I ask again, what is the worth of a single mortal life?
Let's see. So my guy is a warlock. Technically made a pact with the devil to get a lot of power. So, let's go with deeds. See what he thinks of that.
I am sure thou believest as such.
Is that the right answer or a wrong one?
Very well. I am satisfied.
Okay.
We have met, and I know thy face.
Again, this is
We
good or
will
bad?
see each other again at the proper time and place. Farewell.
Wow, like most of that conversation could either be friendly or deeply threatening. Oh, I mean, I've forgotten to... Huh, okay. I never thought to... I think I've actually done playthroughs where I forgot to loot the chest and just kind of
Here
assumed.
lies the guardian of tombs. Through knowledge comes atonement.
Okay. Well, I think we have survived the Dank crypts. Withers is checking out our handiwork, I guess. He's being very, very patient and friendly about the whole looting the place thing. I'd be a little upset if someone broke into my tomb and slaughtered all my guards and woke me up from a nap. But I guess this isn't Skyrim, so sounds good. Let's go ahead and pop this little lever. Bloop. I don't think there's anything important down this way. I mean, we can find out. Yeah, let's go ahead and save. I've never actually gone that direction. I don't know, maybe you just automatically drown in the water? But this is why we save. But Larian does a really good job adding in, you know, cool little things. But I'm guessing we're not supposed to go this way, because we can't. Maybe if we had a fly spell, but we don't. Okay. Well, this is good to know. If you're in deep water, that actually reduces your movement and makes you wet, which prevents burning. Resistant to fire damage, but vulnerable to lightning and cold. That's good to know. Oh yeah, I knew about that from a different video that I've seen on manipulating lightning damage, but I didn't realize that also applied for cold. That's actually, oh, wet something and then hit it with Ray of Frost. I like it. Okay, let's see. I don't think there's, I'm just looking for any plants around here that might have alchemical properties. That's, oh, there we go. See? Dagger root. Always helps to look around. I don't know what we can make with it yet. I don't think we've gathered quite enough plants yet to justify checking out alchemy, because when I do check it out, I want to get a fuller idea than just, oh look, we made a potion. Alright, what else we got here? Balsam. Okay. Survival check failed. Let's see what the rest of the party does. Okay, we missed something. But that's the whole reason why this game has so many replay options, because you'll have to come through the next time to find it.
So, do you have loves waiting for you once this is all over?
You know what? That is not the easiest of questions for me to answer.
You mean just waiting? Like a lovesick puppy? Short-term amusements are much less hassle.
Ironic, given when you try to romance her, she just talks to you all night long. Okay, let's go ahead and we have survived the Dank Crypt. Go team. We've learned about choke points and grease. I've actually done it a lot in at least the first act with the grease spell. That does a lot once you are proficient enough in magic to get your save DC high enough that things fall for it. Alright, and with that, I think we will wrap that up. The next section is a really big fight, and I want to make sure I have enough time to do it justice. I hope you guys have enjoyed Baldur's Gate 3 so far. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions, comments, answers, any secrets I might have missed, or tips and tricks you'd like to see down the line. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Take care. Bye. Oh, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. Ciao.